Jonesy, how you going, mate?
Oh, mate. Made it by the skin of my teeth. I've been
Mate,
busy all.
you are not that far wrong, let me say. Skinny of your skinny teeth. But that's cool.
Ugh.
I'm going to give you a couple of seconds to get ready.
Yep.
And by doing that, I'm just going to run through who all popped into the chat so far. So we started off with Call Me V, wishing us a happy National Day, followed by the Polarin message to you, Micro National Media, whoever they are. Welcome aboard, folks. Nice to have you on board. Roadhog is in there. You feeling better?
Oh, yeah. Yes. But after my first day out of the house was a monster day at work, which was no good. But anyway.
So you and us both had a week from hell.
Oh, man, I was crook, I tell you that. I don't know what virus got me, but I took all the tests to see what it was, but it didn't show anything. But yeah. Anyway.
Feeling a bit better?
Yeah. Like I didn't have time to think today. I was just the job they sent me to was extremely busy. Should have been 7 people there to do the job, and there was only 3.
Wow.
So we were extremely overworked, and he said we'll be well compensated.
Well, that's
So,
good. That at
let's see
least
what
pay
happens.
the cruise, right?
Oh, let's hope so, mate. I got another meeting on Friday with a specialist.
Let's
So,
hope everything goes okay, man.
yeah, should be fun.
We've got Jamaican Farmers Hut. Hello, everyone. I'm here. Again, a couple of people saying g'day. Meg, hello. Going to sleep, but have an amazing evening. Thank you for that, Meg, and I hope you're feeling better. Anything and everything with Rich saying g'day. Canadian Fish and Music, hello. A couple of others saying g'day to each other. Meg's back in the game. JLM is here. Welcome aboard. And Meg is helloing in 2 spots. So on Helping Hands and also the Downunder Cruisers. We've got William here from 1117 Peace Dragon. G'day. Meg is saying hopefully we both feel better. Oh, I'm not feeling
Yeah.
sick. That's okay. Meg's the other one that's got an issue as well, so I hope she's okay too.
So
We've got. Sorry, go ahead, Jonesy.
Is that bumblebee coming from you? There's a
don't
bit
know.
of air hiss in the mic. Well, how are we sounding, people? Is it sounding good out there? Yeah, mate. Doing that, it's going like there's a.
Is it?
Yeah,
Is that worse?
that's better.
And now?
Yeah, mate, that'll do. But if we're hearing a hiss out there or anything, can you tell us, please? It would be.
We got the Adventures of Traveling Mike. Welcome aboard, Mike. Saw you on your last live. That was pretty interesting. I'm not going down the same path. They started talking army talk. Well, I'll tell you what, some of that got really, really below the belt, literally, about relieving yourself in the winter. I'm not going to go down there. Roadhog is saying, well, glad you're feeling a little bit better today. We got Peterson Farm in Nashville. Good day, mates. How you going, buddy? We've got Rob on the road. G'day, Gov.
G'day, Rob.
Peterson Farms is saying can't stay, but dropping in to say howdy. Meg's just dropped your link, which is great. Thank you, Meg. Meg is saying it sounds a little buzzy. I hope I fixed it.
No, it's still there. The sound is still, yeah. It's just like a loose connection, or there's something.
Give me a sec.
Yep, my pleasure. It's still there. If you disconnect your mic, it's disconnected. No, well, it must be me. You go back, and I will try something here. How's that? Is that any better? I don't hear the hissing. Who was
I,
that?
I can't hear the buzz, to be honest.
How's that, Meg? Does that sound any different? What are the settings?
Meg's saying better now.
Okay. I just
And
made an adjustment. Yep.
and we've got Troy Stanton here. G'day, mates. How you going, Troy? Nice to have you on board. Okay, so oh,
Oh, I'm sorry about that. I'm just changing. I think that might have been something, but oh, all good.
so
All right. Sorry about that.
that's cool, mate. You're allowed to have your moment. If I'm allowed to make 2 mistakes, you can make 3.
Yeah, I'm just. I'm just. That's all good. I'm just reading Storm Cell backwards. Is it?
Oh,
And on air says Ra. No, sort of. Ria. Anyway, I digress. Sorry, mate.
so Australia Day coming up in a couple of days.
Yeah. And what plans? Like, usually there's only 3 of us in this household today, but we'll go down and see the local events down at the parks down at the road. They're doing just a bit of music, and the mayor's getting there. I find it. I'm lucky enough tomorrow to be working on the docking of the Queen Elizabeth. So
Ooh,
I'm working. Yeah, that's coming to dock tomorrow morning, and I'm working with buses that come bring the people off the boat, and
yep.
I'm sort of letting the buses safely park and keeping the riffraff from going into a street that's closed, and giving maps out and pointing directions. I did it the other day. It was quite fun. So
You get to meet all sorts. What can I say? Now that's mother, and I'm just
hello.
going to tell her to hang on a second. There we go. So
How's your father? Everything good at home? Everyone
he's
fit and
he's
healthy?
he's getting better. He was a bit touch and go. Hang on a sec. A couple of people in the chat. G'day, bilge rats. That's got to be Nomadic Rat Pack. We've got Sheena in the chat. G'day, Sheena. Welcome aboard. Nice to have you here. And she's saying g'day to Jonesy and g'day to the Downunders. So, and now she's saying g'day to everybody, which is cool. Now, by the way,
Yeah, she's
folks,
lovely.
if you jump into Radio Jonesy and you type in the word radio, your link should come up. So, there you go. Type away. Um, anyway, in terms of my dad, what happened was he was taken into hospital last week, Saturday. He was complaining of chest pains and difficulty breathing. And so the paramedics, before they actually put him in the ambulance, put an IV into his arm, and then he went off to hospital.
Oh wow.
And he recovered pretty well. He was doing quite okay. Just as Wednesday rolled around, suddenly they noticed that he'd actually still had the same IV in, so that's 5 days, the same IV in that the paramedics put in. And he then subsequently developed a infection, and the infection got in his blood, and he was pretty well almost goodbye. And then they noticed the IV, took it out, gave him some antibiotics, and today he was running around as right as rain. So, thank goodness.
Well,
So,
yeah, great news. It doesn't
so
take
yeah,
much,
it
does
is
it?
great.
It just takes one silly little simple thing.
Yep,
Yeah.
one,
Better than
and then
That's
It
good
happens.
news.
Now, Troy from Nomadic Rat Pack is saying, or sorry, Build Rats, is saying g'day to Troy Stanton, who is his nemesis. Warrior Prince Gaming, welcome aboard. Nice to have you here. Canadian fishing musician, going on from Down Under. Oh, what's going on? Well, we're telling you about Australia Day. Tango the Cat, welcome aboard. Hello, the other side of the world. UK visiting up. Happy Australia Day. Well, we've got two people from the UK. So that's cool. Warrior Princess Gaming is saying shared. That's your other channel. Which channel's that one? That one
that's
is
the music channel.
That's the music channel. So, folks, you can.
Australian Radio Indie TV. Yeah.
There
You
we
can
go.
go there and find a lot of film clips and videos that I've filmed bands live at different venues all over the countryside. Been having a ball.
We've got.
And,
Sorry, go on, Jonesy.
the radio. They just come to me. The radiators, or the radiators, are coming to Burnie.
Oh, that's
in a couple
cool.
of weeks.
That's cool.
Yeah, and I'm really looking for. Yeah, I know a couple of the guys, so I'm really looking forward to catching up.
Oh, it's going to be exciting. ARR Vlogs has got the pink hand waving. Thank you, Sheena. Yes, we're excited that he's okay. It was pretty close. Yep, Troy. So we've had a week from hell. You're right, Roadhog. He was still needed. And g'day, Bill from Ocean to Ocean, mate. What are you doing up so early? I mean, so late. I mean, welcome aboard. Nice to have you here. G'day to Tango.
Yeah.
Yep, that's right. Stream Elements, welcome aboard to Stream Elements, saying welcome to the Aussie joint venture with Radio Jonesy and the Downunder Cruisers. If you like what you see, subscribe, like, and comment. We'd love that. Thank you very much. Again, some more pink hand waving. I love that song, Midnight Alibi.
Yeah, Midnight Alibi. What's that title? They're a Midnight Alibi. Where We Belong is the song. Yeah, that was probably Song of the Year last year for an independent rock song. It was picked up by a few stations, and yeah, it was pretty cool.
That's cool.
It's one of my favourites from last year.
We've got.
And I put it to
on.
a film clip when Australia qualified for the World Cup. You know, when they done the penalty shootout and they beat Peru.
Yes.
And the song was "Where We Belong," and I thought, you know what, this song is a sporting anthem for any sort of club or team that gets to the goal that they wanted.
Yep.
And if the idea for me doing that was someone might pick it up and run with it, and they could make a few extra bucks. I put that on my channel.
Nice. So Billy typed in Radio J Hey, and out came his link. So that's awesome. Sheena's agreeing, yes, where we belong. Well. G'day, Z. How are you, buddy? Nice to have you on board. Hey, Z, I heard there's a rumor going around. I heard that you and Fireball parted company. If that's the case, give us a yes. And in which case, mate, if you did, I'm really proud of you. So congratulations. Princess Warrior Gaming is saying g'day to Bill. Again, Sheena's saying g'day to Bill. Tango Cat, have you heard of the group from the UK, Ren?
Yes, I have actually.
Hi, Ren, the song New Music Style.
Yeah, I get like 10,000 songs every, I don't know, month and a half. And yeah, I've probably got some of their music in a folder here somewhere if I search for it. But it's, yeah, I, I sort of, I'm a bit lazy now. I gravitate to songs that really grab me and mates who I know in the industry, and I sort of, I'm trying to make 2023 the place to be for my mates in the music industry. You know what I mean? Like, if I'm going to promote anyone this year, it's going to be my mate, my friends or my.
So
Yeah.
good on you. Good on you. That's great. It's Billy. Excuse me. But hey, Billy's saying, hope you're well. And yes, we are. Sheena is saying to Billy, sorry, Billy, what's up? Z, mate, I am incredibly proud of you. Good on you, mate. You keep it up. And we'll be here to support you all along. 17 days sober. Well, that's great. Billy is saying butcher season. That's what's up. Nice. £2 pork chops. Well, that's about what's in government here, right?
That's a good comment. Actually, that would be good on a t-shirt. £2 pork chops, politicians.
Yep.
I reckon people would buy that.
Yeah, I reckon too. These two are having a good love affair. You know why? Their first names are both Troy. Stream Elements is saying, showing the link to the Downunder Cruisers. Folks, if you haven't already checked us out, come and check us out. Sheena reckons that sounds amazing. And she's also having a giggle at you.
Oh no, yeah, she's lovely. She was doing a live the other day, and everything was falling apart. The camera wouldn't work, this wouldn't work, but she still put it together and got it out there. And
She's
I left a
professional.
comment. I left a comment in there saying, I was busy. I was like when I drive a long distance. Say I had a 2-hour drive. I like to put somebody's live on and just listen to the audio. And
Yeah.
every now and again, if I really want to comment, I've got to pull over, press the microphone button, say what I want, press the send, and then I take off again. And then I get a reply, and I just don't answer it. I just keep moving. But
Yep. My problem is I hope that the voice to text actually understands what I'm trying to say and doesn't misspell or how are you today works out to being come catch the dog.
I've had a few curly ones myself, but I usually write, autocorrects, bugger that up, or yeah.
So g'day Bruce.
No, I wrote, isn't it great to be in a real rock star's live for once, and then I just drove off, but I didn't hear a response. I don't know even know if she's seen it.
Yep.
But anyway, I'll just throw on that fishing rod.
That's the only way to do things. Hey, have you heard the latest thing? P&O Cruisers. They had a little bit of a political discrepancy because g'day Busby, because what happened was the guys on P&O Cruises decided that they were not going to be having any celebratory Australia Day stuff on the ship, so as not to upset anybody. While the CEO got up there and he went, no, that's not what we're saying, because he was a bit afraid of the backlash that may happen.
Yeah, well, it is. Look, it can be political. People make anything political these days, right? You could be doing a marathon run, and there'll be people doing political protests over who knows what. But Australia Day could be any day, I suppose. But it's the day, it is the main day that they landed, and the local Indigenous, claim it's a day of they lost their land and all the standard stuff. But it's not me or it's not you. You know what I mean? And it is where we are today. We're a very peaceful community, and just getting together with your mates, having a few sherbets or a fun time down the beach or a barbecue, throwing some sausages and some lamb, you got lamb chops and if you really want to go generic, shrimp, but
Yep.
which I hate saying because
On the
they're not
barbie.
really yeah, they're not
Yep.
really shrimps.
No. I've just been found out. I've just been caught out by Ilana, Sean, and Jonesy. So that's where you are, Sean.
Yes, where have you been, Alana?
Well,
That's what I want to know.
Well, I've just been working here. Ilana's in the other room. She could very well come and join me here. Her seat's right here. There it is. It's right there. She could very well come and join me. G'day, Rob.
Well,
Welcome aboard, buddy.
tell you what, Mrs. J for the first time went on didn't go on camera, but I seen it like an arm come in to
Yep.
receive a gift, and she spoke on a last video I did, which was pretty unusual.
That's cool. At least she
It is
said
cool.
something.
Oh, she got given a gift, and then I said, "Whoa, look at this!" And then she's gone, "Wow, check this out." Yeah, and then I said, "Come around and show everybody," and then she just passed the hand, come out, and said, "There you go." And then yeah, it was quite fun, and she's inside now watching it on the big screen. So
Cool.
there you go, Mrs. J. I've
G'day,
just got
Mrs.
home,
Jonesy.
and I'm sitting here with my mate Sean.
Um,
See?
Billy is saying he loves lamb, probably his favourite.
Oh yeah, I'm with you, Billy.
Anything that's protein, I'll eat anything that's meat. I'll even have my roux.
Yeah, for sure.
Rob is saying that it is 4 days till Cruise Day. Good on you, mate. Tango the cat is saying community barbecue. Good idea.
Yeah, there's plenty going on. There's down here. There's like a men's gathering, like the men's shed you see in
Yep.
New South Wales,
Yep.
or in that's not really
Victoria
big
as well.
Yeah, that's not really big down here. They're called. They've got their own little names, each little group. But there's one in Burnie, and they have a good following, and it's like the men's meetup, and blokes just go down there, and some are single, some are married, some are happy, some are sad, and everyone just sort of pats everyone on the back, talk about their daily what's been going on, and have a drink or two, and sausage too. Yeah, it is an icebreaker, and they talk about their problems.
Billy said he raises and butchers the animals, which is good. Ilana says she's enjoying the quiet while I'm squirreled away in the studio. She always enjoys the quiet.
Well, Mrs. J really wanted me inside, and I said, well, I can bring the laptop in the house and do it inside the house if you like. And she said, no, go out to your studio. So I went, okay.
Yeah, I got that one. Sheena's going cool. She raised chic too. Billy says he's sad to see the lambs go. And Roadhog says, great, Billy. Hello, Mrs. Jonesy from Sheena.
She'll be going. That's right. She'll be inside doing. She doesn't type. She doesn't do anything. She's what you call a professional lurker.
A professional lurker. Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, she just watches everybody and doesn't leave comments.
Billy is saying moose is his close favourite. Never tried moose.
No, I can't say I have either.
Warrior Princess Gaming is saying g'day, Mrs. J with a heart.
There you go. She'll be loving it now.
Yep. See what she's missing out on. And then Roadhog says, Mrs. Jonesy, good morning. On time of the day, mate.
Yeah, it is 8:30, coming up to nearly PM in the future.
Billy Billy is going, good morning, everyone. And Ilana is going, claps to Mrs. Jonesy.
Yes, well, she's a lovely lady, been married for a long time. She's put up with a lot from me, and yes, well, I think I've got the right the flip of the coin out of everything that's going on there.
Hey, so how did you two meet?
We worked together actually a very, very long time ago, around 1982 or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Worked together, and it was a big department store. I left being a butcher because I got sick of it, and I went to where else could I work? What would be different? I'll go get a job. This was the old Kmart, so I went into Kmart when Kmart was like a David Jones.
Yeah.
It was, back in the 80s, and everyone had departments, and there was a department store. Every department had a manager, and anyway, that's where we met anyway. And she kept saying, "No, I'll never go out with you. No, not going out with you. No." And then I said to another guy, "I'll tell you what, I'll make a bet. I bet you I get a date with her before Christmas or whatever it was." And I was trying hard.
She would have said very trying, right?
Well, she's probably there now going, "Why did I say yes?" But anyway, no, that was great. And we got married, we got engaged in, what was that, 83, married in 85, and yeah, it's been a long time.
And that's good news. The fact that you guys have been together for so long and everything's been working. I mean, every relationship has its ups and downs, right?
Oh yeah, isn't it wonderful? Like if you went to somebody and said, "Hey, I'm going to go to America for 3 months. Is that all right?" And someone says, "Yeah, no worries, as long as you're making money."
Yep.
Like, so yeah, got me ticket. I'm out of here.
Sheena's saying she's living life after midnight. I'll tell you what, Ilana's brother has got a relationship that's fairly similar. There were times when he was actually working overseas for a while, and his wife was living down here in Melbourne, and they spent quite a bit of time apart, and she was flying back and forth, and he was flying back and forth every so often. So, whilst I don't like the concept, long-term relationships do work occasionally.
And that's what we were doing. I reckon that worked for us. The big times apart is great, because when as long as you're making money. If you're not making money, that's when it gets.
Then something funny's going on. Yeah.
Yeah.
Billy's saying he hasn't bought meat from the store for 3 years. They raise their own, all meat, bird, everything, all of it. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Sheena's busy giving us a song. A long time ago in a place far, far away.
She's looking at over here. In a galaxy far, far away.
Yep.
Hey Sheena, remember I was telling you about me jacaranda tree? How it goes purple? It's just starting to go purple. I just thought I'd show you that before. If a big storm comes, we'll lose the purple out of the tree. But,
and it's this time of the year, and all the jacaranda trees are absolutely beautiful right now.
And there's all the ones that have already fallen off on the ground. But yeah, she's coming out.
Sheena agrees that it's good for Billy to be self-sustaining. That's amazing. Dairy's the only thing that they buy from the store. G'day, Lillian. Welcome aboard. Stopping in before you drift off to sleep. Well, you'll find that my dulcet tones will make you drift off to sleep a lot quicker. Yeah, right. Billy is going 60 pounds of bacon off to one hog. I'm pretty happy. And Ilana goes, for some it works, and that it does. That's a nice haul from one hog. Do you keep any or any just pork belly? Lillian is saying g'day to Ilana, and Sheena saying very nice, pretty. Um, the jacaranda is very pretty.
When you get a whole street of them, it looks amazing.
Yep.
Yeah, and that's the funny thing. When we bought this house,
Yeah.
we tried to grow a jacaranda everywhere we had a house. We tried to grow one, and it just didn't work. And we bought this house. We didn't, because it wasn't flowering. It was just like this windy old tree out the back.
Yep.
And we walked around and go, oh yeah, the garden needs a bit of work here. We could cut that tree down. We could do this. And then when we moved in, we've gone, that's a bloody jacaranda. And the missus said, you know what, things are meant to happen for a reason.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Good things, we hope.
Yes, the universe works in crazy ways.
It sure does. It sure does. I mean, you move down to Tassie and you end up looking at ships coming in all the time and working on them, right?
Well, the money's really, and you know what? This is how it works. I'll be talking to the mayor tomorrow and a few of the staff, and they what they do. We have a big team meeting before the first bus arrives, and they, you know, this is where they want you to be, and this is how we want you to greet people. But we did this the other day, me and another bloke, and they've requested us to come back because the people they put different people down there all the time.
Yep.
It's like a long day. You're there from 7 in the morning to like 5 in the afternoon.
Yep.
So it's on the last cruise, and anyway, they liked what we did. You just had to be. You didn't do anything special. You just which way, you know, how do I get the coals on? You go up to the lights there and do this. How do I get to, you know, wherever? And I found it really funny that a lot of people got off the cruise ships and really wanted to find fast food places. They wanted to find McDonald's, they wanted to find KFC and Hungry Jack's.
Yeah, Hungry Jacks I can understand, because, especially if they're American, because they can't believe that Burger King can be a Hungry Jack's. They don't understand the concept.
Yeah, right. Well, I got asked that question plenty of times.
Yep.
And I thought, geez, the food must be awesome. The food has to be awesome on the cruise ship. And I thought, oh well. Oh, yeah, and it was funny too, because that cruise left Brisbane, went to Sydney, from Sydney to Burnie, and went from Burnie to Hobart.
Yep.
And then Hobart to Melbourne, and then Melbourne to Brisbane. That was their cruise. And there was Canadians, Americans, Fijians, Polynesians, Asians. There was just a full multicultural mix. Yeah. And then
the thing is, you are getting a big multicultural mix coming down now, because they can get in.
Yeah, and like one of them said he's on a back-to-back, so he just got off. He stayed on the same ship that went to New Zealand, and then come back to Brisbane, and then he's doing this one as the back-to-back. So he says you're there for a long time, so you might as well have a good conversation with someone when someone wants to speak to you.
That's great. That's correct. And you, when you start speaking to people coming off a ship, it becomes interesting, because then you start to learn a bit about where they're from and what attracts them, and you can make their day by showing them what else is around.
What's funny for down here is that, like, someone wearing a Brisbane Broncos rugby league T-shirt or something would walk past, and you go, you know, you'd say something like, you know, go the Rabbitohs, you know, and they'd turn around and go, what, you live down here? And I go, yeah. And you follow rugby league? Not really. I just seen you wearing that. I thought I'd see if you bit.
Give you a stir.
Oh man, I done it to South Sydney people, Rabbitohs, Brisbane, obviously Manly, Parramatta. They're all sort of on there wearing their gear.
Yep.
But, yeah, it was good. And they all bit every time you said something. They thought a Tasmanian who likes rugby league. That's amazing.
Well, they do. You know, some of the best rugby union players come out of Tassie. Some of the best cricketers come out of Tassie.
Well, Tasmania is a very unique sporting world. There's like cycling champions. There's hockey. You know, hockey is probably hockey down here isn't like grass hockey, not
Yep.
American ice hockey, but field hockey, I should say.
Well, you guys don't have enough ice to have an ice hockey field.
Well, Ben Lomond, if you ever have a look at a place called Ben Lomond, or
Yep.
Lomond, it's the snow ski fields the other side of Launceston. Yeah, it's pretty cool, and pretty cool up the mountain.
Troy is saying, I recommend to US folks who are traveling internationally to visit at one or two chain restaurants to experience abroad. The rest of the time, I like finding and eating the domestic fare.
Yeah. Well, when we were in America, I found the American McDonald's very similar but different. There's a lot of different food there that they don't have over here.
Yeah.
And then when you order the extra size large fries, they come in like a bucket. You know, like it was like this big, you know, way too much.
Yeah, but that's the thing. I find Americans eat way too much food anyway, because the portions are absolutely huge. But more importantly is when we went into Macca's, the concept of the way they did the service in Macca's was very different to here. Like you walk in the front door, it's "G'day, welcome to McDonald's." Well, not "G'day, hi there, welcome to McDonald's." Here it's, "Yeah, what do you want, mate?"
That's it. Press the button over there and order it that way if you like.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Sheena's going, she thinks she'll dedicate a video running in the snow, just t-shirts and shorts. Seriously.
Yeah. I got
Troy-
a video of me doing something very similar in Kansas. We had a big dumping of snow, and like a big school kid, I ran out and done snow angels and wrote people's names in the snow and love hearts and all that sort of junk.
Troy, you are a very bad hypnotist. You've been trying to put me to sleep for ages, and it's not working, mate. Billy loves snow. Sheena's saying for Jonesy, Oklahoma memories.
Oklahoma. Yeah. Actually, when we were in Oklahoma, we parked at this motel chain that we stayed at, and it was a big drive around, and then me and another guy were just hanging outside because it was one of those motels where you went in and had to go up the lift. It was like I don't know, 5 stories high and all the rooms, you know, like no balconies, everything was sealed. I just liked the fresh air, even though it was freezing cold. Yeah, I stayed outside and then I said, "Hey, look across there. It's a McDonald's. Come on, mate, let's go for a walk." And then we just walked around and then our phone was ringing. "Where are you? We've lost you." "Oh, we'll be back shortly." "Oh, we're going out to a restaurant." I said, "Yeah, all right, pick us up. We're on the corner here at McDonald's." And because we're getting fed for free by the management of the band, and it was funny that we had plenty of spare money to spend. So
That's the way. Troy, you wouldn't find any beer coming in at McDonald's here. Busby's saying, Troy, his accent was almost spot on. Yeah, I know. I spend enough time with you, Yanks, especially when we were on the cruise. I had to speak really slowly so that you guys could understand. Oops, sorry. You say fries now. I need to go and get some, put them in the oven. That's from Roadhog. Huge, not judge. Sorry, Sheena, I misread you the first time. Put him to sleep, but put a sheet over his head like a bird. Troy said, Sean, did you pick up a good southern redneck accent? Mate, that's hard work. What about you, Jonesy? Did you pick up any accents while you were there?
Oh, I tried not
Good night,
to.
Lillian.
I found the best accent was to go real Australian. Everywhere you went, you just go, "G'day, mate. How you going? You know, how's it hanging? You know, and all that sort of. How you going, cobber?" And you're getting all these weird looks. You're from down under. You know, oh yeah, mate. What's going on? And then they start talking to you. You know, if you sort of went, "Hey, what's going on?" But you sound not as you sound Australian, but not as a Australian. You know what I mean? You can really play on it, and they just lap it up.
Yeah, they do. Yeah, mate. Yeah,
That's
mate. I
it.
come from the land down under, where the
Yeah.
women grow and the men chunder.
Yeah, bruv.
Yeah, bro. How
That's-
they hanging, mate? A lot
Yeah,
of
down
loose.
here,
Yep,
down here is bruv.
bro.
No, bruv with a V.
Yes,
I don't know
bruv.
what. Yeah, that's it.
Brother.
Yeah, they don't say that. They just go bruv.
Yeah, but that's the Cockney influence, I reckon.
It's unusual because it took me when I first moved down here. Well, even when I was down here before that. Yeah, g'day, bruv. And I went, oh yeah, and then I thought that might be just him, and then someone else said it to me, and then someone else said it to me, and I went, okay, that's the local lingo.
Billy is saying, "Don't worry, we in America are importing third world. Won't be long." Busby is saying, "Troy, we're still trying to teach Sean that it's good day, not good day." Yeah, nah. You say that other word, you know, why and then all. I can't say that. It's you all, but you, yeah. Sheena, when I go to the store, I'm going to say g'day to everyone and record it.
That's
You
the way.
should try that, Sheena. You walk into the store and you go, "G'day, mate. How you going?" And then they look at you and you get the stunned silence for about 30 seconds.
Yeah, definitely. In Memphis, that worked a treat. Like, you walk into Memphis, and most of the staff there are like southern, ladies, and you'd say that, and then they just.
Okay, Billy,
Yeah.
let me just clarify something for you. Okay, that word that you've got in next to your name is not Australian for beer. Okay, Aussies don't drink that crap. We give it to you Americans to drink.
Yeah, we sold it off.
That's
was
it.
Terrible. We keep the good stuff here.
No to self. Don't ask if there's a Sheila. Yeah, that's true. Well, I do know a lady by the name of Sheila, and she is a Sheila.
Yeah. Blokes and
Um,
Sheilas.
That's it. Troy's saying I've gone with Howday with Sean. He responds better and easier for the Aussie to say. We've got Nick from Germany. Welcome
G'day, Nick.
aboard, Nick.
Yeah,
Nick was
Wie heißt
he's
du?
on his holiday now,
Nice.
so he went all the way from. Where are you from? You're from Minnesota. He went all the way from Minnesota to Germany, and he's spending a couple of days there and having some spaghetti eyes. On Sunday, he's going to Ireland, lad. He's going to be staying at an Irish castle.
Ah, right. Oh, yes. So that comment was with over Darian's. The Magnificent.
That's right. That's
Yeah.
right.
Yeah, no, that's one place I really want to get to. I've got some German heritage. I'm really going to have to talk to my mother and find out the nuts and bolts of everything. But I've never really looked into it. But yeah, it'd be interesting. And it looks like a fascinating place, all the history and
Yeah, some of it we're a little bit afraid to go and check out.
Yeah.
Family history and that sort of stuff.
yeah.
Troy is saying Memphis, an Aussie in Memphis. He can imagine he grew up near Memphis.
I love it, man. I got mate, Memphis. We had 2 weeks there, and um, we hired. We went into Airbnb trying to find a big house that hold about what was it? About 8 of us or 9 of us, and we found this big blue house. Well, that's what it was called, the big blue house in Memphis. And we thought, look at the price. This is going to be good. It's only going to cost us this X amount for a night, so it's way cheaper. Like it's like about a fifth of the cost of a motel. And it was a big house, pool room, like 2 lounge rooms, enough bedrooms for most of us. I had to share with one of the guitarists, but that's all pretty cool. He was, jamming, and we were having some good times. But we found out that where we were staying wasn't really the place we should be. So we were sort of in the wrong sort of geological location for us. And it was interesting. We had 2 weeks there where Uber drivers would pick us up and they'd look at us and go, "What are you doing here?" Yeah. Make sure when you go home, just you get out of the car and you go lock the door. Yeah.
That good,
But it
huh?
was, oh, that's why it was cheap. But it was a fabulous city, mate. It was Stax Museum, the Stax Bar, Beale Street, the whole
Yeah.
Beale Street. If you haven't been to Beale Street, you're missing out. It's a fabulous
Mate, I
site.
haven't even been to Memphis. All we did was going to Houston and then from there to Florida. That was the extent of our trip. We've got to do another one at another point.
Yeah, well, you'll definitely like. I loved landing in Houston, and then we sort of stayed in Dallas for a while. Then we went out via Arkansas and Little Rock and worked our way across to Memphis that way, and then we detoured down to Clarksdale, Mississippi, and then we sort of went through Jackson and a whole heap of places. I'll have to get your diary out. I just remember the good places, and the people were fabulous. Everywhere we went, that Middle America, you could not meet a friendlier crowd of people. Everywhere,
Yeah, I must agree with you when you're talking to the grassroots American. They are as
yeah.
friendly as hell,
Oh,
even if
yeah.
they don't know you.
No, and you walked into a shop and they were just opening even we went into a restaurant, and mind you, there's 8 of us or 9 of us. We went to a restaurant that was shutting in about 5 minutes, and we thought, we'll just go in just to see if he'll stay open. And then he goes, look, and we went in and he says, "Oh, are you boys hungry?" And we go, "Yeah, mate, oh, Australians, come sit." And he cooked for us. He brought out a guitar, and different band members were playing it. We stayed there this was about 9 o'clock. We got out of there about 2 a.m. drinking.
Oh, wow.
And having a break. Yeah, and we paid for the food, and he kept supplying us drinks after it. And he, no money. Your boy's fabulous. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, he
That-
was like a Pakistani American or an Indian, I can't remember. But the food, I never had an idea on anything that he cooked. And the guy who was ordering it, he was sort of like the upper class of the band. And he was, "Jonesy, you must try this. You will love it." And I'm looking at it going, "Well, really?" And then I try it, and I go, "Oh, man." And he said, "I told you." And I'm saying, "Oh, another plate." Yeah.
Hey,
We had some great times.
let's give Busby a bit of a heads up, mate. In Australia, you can walk about even if you're not walking on 2 legs.
Yeah.
All you need to do is just jump
can
on some
take-
form of transport and head yourself off to the outback somewhere.
Yeah, you can drive your car and go walk about.
Exactly. Now, Troy, again, you're doing the same thing as that other one. That doesn't work. Quentin Nelson is saying, "G'day, mate."
Hey, Quinn. He's a lovely guy.
Excuse me. Billy is saying, "Hey, I'm on your live. You can kick me off anytime. You're the boss." You're right, I can, but I'm not gonna. Sheena's saying I got my first paycheck from YouTube. Woohoo! Party, party, party. What are you spending it on?
Crowd goes wild.
How much was it, Sheena? 20 cents?
No, no, she's doing well.
Well,
She's
that's
doing very
good.
well.
I hope you do extremely well. Um, Roadhog is saying fries are in the oven. Troy S is saying Silky O'Sullivan is another local bar on Beale Street.
Yeah, the green. We were in there plenty of nights. Silkies. Um, we started up the top of town where all the, yeah, yeah, all the big ones are. Yeah, the Hard Rock Cafe, and then you got oh, what's that real big one right at the top? Yeah, mate, we went into every single one, mate. We were just checking them all out. And the beauty of Beale Street, like picture Australia, this would never happen. It's a street with all pubs, clubs, shops for tourists, a couple of bars, restaurants, um, and they put everyone who has music has a PA facing this street on the outside of the doors of the building. So the
Yep.
guy doing the mixing in the room, he sends the inside room music to the street. So people walking down the street are getting music from this side, music from that side. You can hear it down the road, you can hear it behind you, and you pick where you think you want to go. You imagine the noise meter people, police in Australia.
Man, they'd go nuts.
They would go nuts. I could not believe it. It was people dancing in the street, drinking in the street,
But mate,
buskers doing circus
come on.
acts.
Let's look at it logically. In Oz, we're pretty soft, right?
Oh yeah,
I mean, a lot of us are pretty precious with this, the do-gooder stuff. I mean, it's ridiculous. Busby said if I go to Memphis, I better bring a big knife. Troy is saying, did you hit any of the jukebox joints,
well,
blues bars in Mississippi?
I don't. We went. We had like we were there for. We were in a competition, and on our nights off or whatever, we'd just go out, and me and the bass player, we'd hang out together. We were like, when there's a group of like 9 people,
Yep.
you sort of, every little cliques, and yeah, we're
Yep.
heading into town. See you guys, anyone want to come? No, no. Okay, see ya. And me and the bass player were hanging out, and we were like the two. He was a hired gun, and I was like the added on at the last minute sort of thing. So we're in town. We sort of hit it off, and we could hear this laneway, and we're going, "What was down there?" So we walked down this really, really dark laneway at about 9 o'clock at night. Pitch black it was, no lighting. And we got into the door, and we opened this door up in this dingy bar, and a guy, there was a bar that way, and the band was playing, and everyone in there it just looked like the Blues Brothers. So the
Oh, wow.
music, and they were doing funky dancing tracksuits with gold chains, baseball caps, like leather fur coats with big chunky jewelry. We were two sort of white blokes walking in and go, "Oh man, this is awesome!" And as we walked in, like the music at the end of that song just stopped, and the guy, a few people look at you because when you walk in, you knew look at you,
Yep.
and then Carl, the bass player, says, "I'll go grab us some beer." So he walks to the bar and he tells the bar bloke, "Oh yeah, g'day mate. G'day mate. You're Australian." Yeah, and the guy behind the bar goes, "It's all right. They're Aussies." And apparently, um, it was like a racial club or whatever. It
Oh,
was
yeah,
only
yeah.
one sort of crowd of people in there,
Yep.
and we were getting hugged by everybody and cuddled and bloody poked and prodded and danced with me and have a
Awesome.
beer, have a drink. It's how there was a young couple there getting engaged, and she thought it was amazing that we went into that we broke the ice, and we go, we're just two dumb Australians. We just walked in because the music's great.
Yep.
And, I can't even tell you the name of that place because it was pitch black, it was dark.
Now,
But
Jonesy, you've got Roadhog doing a suck-up job. You're a wonderful guy, Jonesy. Keep up the great work. And then Sheena's sucking up as well. She's saying he's amazing.
oh, well, yes, it's lovely to have fans. But
It is, isn't it? Um, Troy is saying that the Gibson Guitar Museum and BB King Bar are all
Yeah.
in Memphis.
BB King's, that's the one up right at the top of town near, right on the, at the intersection there. Yeah, we went in there a few times. Yeah, that was pretty cool. And the guitar place, I can't even tell you the name of that place, but I got video, man. I've got a hard drive full of that whole trip, and I haven't.
Wow.
And the idea was I'm going to film and make a documentary, and one of our mates back here said, "Look, I'm with the ABC, and if you guys crack the finals, I reckon I could get a story, and we could do an Australian story on the band, but I need footage."
Yeah.
He said, what sort of cameras have you got? And I said, I've got about 3 or 4 of these, like little ones.
Yeah.
And then I showed him some footage that I've taken. And he said, "Oh, mate, perfect." He said, do a bit of background filming as well. So everywhere we went, I filmed. And then the band didn't. They made the first. They went through the heats, and then won the next level. So went into the
Yep.
next round, and
Yep.
then they got knocked out there. So the guy said, "Look, I'm trying to sell it, but they're not biting." So and that's where that documentary footage sort of stopped. But I kept filming, and I thought, you know what, I'm going to make a documentary of a crazy, guy from Australia touring with a
Should.
band, having a great time. But
You should.
so, and there's that much footage in there, like that's 4 terabytes.
Yep.
There's that much footage in there. I've hardly used any of it. Yeah, but
Just to interrupt for half a sec, Roadhog, just to let you know, we are actually broadcasting out on 3 channels. We're broadcasting out on Radio Jonesy, on the Downunder Cruisers, and also Helping Hands for Cruising. That is why you can't see the chat. However, I am bringing up all the messages as they come up. I am currently 3 minutes behind in the chat.
yeah, I'm not
So-
even reading the chat. That's how bad I'm going.
And Jonesy, Troy asks a question. Every May, Memphis has the World Championships barbecue comp and a Beale Street Music Festival. Look up Memphis in May.
Yeah, May. Well, the IBC is the International Blues Challenge. That was where we were. We were there in January. So it's
Yep.
the middle of winter. The place is abuzz with 350 bands from all over the world. Like, I met some guys from Italy. He had the best sort of rock slide blues you've ever seen. I met a guy from Israel.
Yep.
He was pretty cool. He was like a Bruce Springsteen. He reminded me of, and I thought he's going to go far. And then I met, the locals and a few, really slick and smooth with the white suits and the hats, and the
Yep.
Michael Jackson moves. And I'm thinking, them guys are going to win, and these are all getting flicked off. But it's a very hard competition to win. It's judged by, each venue has a judge, has a bunch of judges. So you get sent to a venue, and then them judges judge you on original music, crowd appreciation, the choice of songs, and then they even judge you on the time the judge says start, and you get a 20-minute set. So if you go over your 20 minutes, you get penalised points. If
wow.
you finish way too early, you get penalised points. So you've got to plan your set spot on. So your last 1 or 2 songs can change depending on
How much
where
time
you're
you
at.
got?
Yeah, someone actually sits in the crowd, that one of your fans, with a stopwatch, and then they'd be hold up a little board. You know, you've got 2 minutes. You know, and
Yeah.
and the singer would go, you know, like, and then everyone knows. Oh, I'm going, and then we dragged the last bit out. You just said there was a minute to go,
Yeah.
and the song's already finished. We'd just be dragging out a few big chords and a few big. It was quite fun. The whole process is amazing.
Troy asks whether or not you visited Sun Records.
Sure did. Loved the tour.
G'day,
I've
Joe.
actually got the manager's card on the wall here somewhere. There's Sun Records. There's my ticket actually for going in. And the manager's cards there somewhere.
That's cool.
But yeah, we had Stacks. That was a great place as well. Yeah, I got to sing out of the same Mike Elvis sung his songs out of it in the studio.
That's
That was
cool.
pretty cool.
Philip, what are you doing in Adelaide? Come back home. You need to be in Melbourne. Oh, yeah, that's right. You're on a cruise. On the Grand Princess, I believe. I hope you're having a great trip. That's our ship, Jonesy. That's our ship.
Yeah.
Talking about cruises, James, 47 days, mate. 47 days. Again, a couple
Is
of
that what
people
it
saying
is?
good. What's that, Jonesy?
And that's when it is it? 47 days.
Well, it's 47 days for James Catanese and his wife Cindy. They're going on the fantastic cruising group cruise. Our cruise is in 62 days.
Yeah.
Yeah, Philip's on the Grand Princess. That means you got on the ship 2 days ago. Sunday, I think it was. Billy's fighting weight is 185 what? I've gotten fat. 185 kilos? Yeah, you'd be fat. 185 pounds, you're a skinny mongrel. James is saying g'day to you.
Yeah. Good
Troy
evening.
is saying the Beale Street Music Festival is performed on 5 stages over 3 days.
That's the one in March, is it?
Yep.
Yeah. Oh, it's a fabulous place, and when there's a festival on like that, you know, like everything's heightened. So there's a bigger police presence. There's everything's sort of cleaned up for tourists. So I'm told. Like, I'm no expert in the area, but I'm just told you know this is a lovely time to be here. And man, we had gymnasts from universities down because the street's all blocked off.
Yep.
And they're doing like running down, then doing like a backflip, and then hit some board, and then they go in the air and land on someone's shoulders. And
That's
there's no matting, it's just like cobble street. And
Yep.
I go, oh man, they can't see this. And then got people with fire rings throwing stuff around. They're all busking, obviously, to try to make a buck, but the entertainment there was amazing. And I've got it all on footage. But the idea was to make this documentary, and I just didn't want to put it all out on YouTube and then make a documentary. I wanted to.
Mate, you've got to get it out there. Get it out there. Show the world. You never know. You might become a millionaire from it.
No, I don't. Somehow I don't think so. But there's some great footage, like some fun stuff. Yeah, even like we went into some bathrooms, like actual traveling between cities, and it's freezing cold, snowing, and the locals that were with us, the roadies, said, "Oh, we're going to stop up here. There's a truck stop," and we pulled in. And I've gone, oh, this looks pretty cool. And he goes, oh yeah, you go inside there, you can see the lady inside there. She'll give you the keys to the showers if you want to have a shower. There's a fireplace to go sit down in front of the fire. There's books, libraries. There's all this sort of like information centre in like a, you know. And then you drive further down the road into the middle and sort of nowhere, and there'd be heated toilet seats, and you know, you'd walk in and all the lights would come on and the heater would start. Yeah, it was just blew us away, I tell you. So I said, I know it's wrong, but I got to take a camera into one of these and film. And I said, I feel like a goose, but I'm just going to do it.
Hey, Busby, just to let you know, it's frickin' freezing here in Melbourne as well. It is 21 degrees with 83% humidity. Oh, sorry, that's C. That's C, not F.
I got sunburn today, I'll tell you.
I'm looking at you with your goggle eyes. You better put your glasses back on so we can't see the white in your eyes.
Raccoon. That's the raccoon look. Hang on, this is the look I had today. That's better.
That much. Billy's going northwestern Wyoming here, and I know where every state is. Do you know where Victoria is? Do you know where Tasmania is, Billy?
I can't read anything as I take it off.
Must be saying to Sheena that he's from Tennessee. And Sheena's saying anything is possible. You're right, anything is. Seen the video, it's beautiful there. James is saying it's snowing, freaking cold. But you got that new heater, mate. So enjoy your new heater. Andrew's Northwest Coins. Good evening, everyone, and thank you, Sheena. I've seen your post. Andrew, welcome aboard, buddy. Nice to have you on board again. Roadhog is saying it's been cold up there. 23 degrees, Busby. 23 degrees. That's F. We're talking C here.
Yes.
Makes a
It's
huge
beautiful
difference.
weather.
Yeah, it's been nice. What was Tassie today? We got to 27.
Yeah, it was about similar. Yeah. Yeah, I was in, where was I today? Over in, not that far away from here. So it was Wynyard, they call it. Little village called Wynyard, yeah.
Is it anything like the Wynyard in Sydney?
Nothing at all. It's like a little Irish town. It's a beautiful little place. Yeah.
Now,
on the seaside.
Troy is saying that he's a blues hound. He remembers as a child watching and listening to Johnny Lee Hooker on Beale Street.
Yeah. Awesome stuff. What about like?
I actually got one of his albums.
How.
Yep.
Yeah. He was a cool dude. Man, there's so much history in the place. That's what gets you. Like, you can go in and any of the main bars. Actually, the funniest one, which I'm not sure if it's still there, or the funnest place we went into, was King Jerry Lawler's, the wrestler. He had a restaurant bar that we played, that the band played in, and it was everything was wrestling. There was crowns and belts and souvenirs and pictures and old reruns of wrestlers. It was amazing. And every beer you bought, you got this big plastic cup with King Jerry Lawler, the wrestler, his face and wearing the crown. And it's a plastic cup, so it's a keepsake. So you can either throw them, like give them back to the barkeep, or you can keep them and bring them home. Well, I brought them home and I gave them to a couple of mates. They were right into that stuff. Yeah.
So Billy does know Australia, right? He says the Kimberleys is the absolute favourite.
As long as you don't go swimming.
How would you know Australia, Billy, unless you lived here? or you did a cruise here. Andrew is saying that not warm today. Yesterday was minus 39. Holy moly, that's freaking cold. And I'll tell you what, Busby, that would probably be in F. There you go. I was right. That's freaking
Tell you
freezing.
what, the people in like Raquel from Cottonwood Ranch, her channel.
Yep.
She's in wherever that is in the central Canada. Man, her temperatures just are
Insane.
Are wild. Oh, man,
Insane.
it's, yeah.
Larry
funny.
from
It's funny
Fun
how you
Travellers is in British Columbia, and he's in a place called Powell River, and he constantly talks about it going through temperatures up to minus 40, 45 C.
Yeah, well, yeah.
That's freaking
And
freezing.
she's got horse. And I said, how do the horses survive? And she goes, they just do. They grow a furrier coat, hairier. They stand behind wind. They haven't got real barns. They've got like a windbreak and a roof. And they can just stand in there and I go, God, man. I'm glad I'm not a horse in Canada. That's for sure. I'd rather be a.
So Billy has Aussie friends, good mates, and he gets around well. He's no slouch. Well, that's cool. That's awesome. Then you are a well-travelled man, sir.
Yeah, he's a cool dude. He hangs around at Sheena's a lot, Billy. That's the same Billy.
Oh, he's a pilot. That makes a difference.
Well, that would be awesome. Imagine having the ability to. Yeah, my mate worked with Qantas in the ground crew.
Yep.
And he, this was years ago, and he would just go, we're flying here, we're flying there, and because we work with Qantas, we got like discount tickets. And I said, at a Fiji in them days for like $150, airfare there and back, but that was the Qantas discount. And he said, like you'd be mad not to use the. I'm assuming all that stuff's tightened up now, but.
Well, that would have been BC, before COVID.
That was well before that. It was before old age for me. It was a long time ago.
Mate, you're miles away from there.
Yeah, I know. You talk to young guys, and they go, "Oh, man, you're doing well for your age." And I go, "Yeah, thanks, mate." But when I was your age, I was doing a lot more than what you're doing.
That's right. Agree. No. I even had that. I even had that yesterday. We were at something, and they were saying, "Oh no, today." A couple of guys were talking to us on Facebook Messenger, and they go, "Now come on, how old are you?" And I go, "Next birthday I'll be 62." He goes, "What? I took you for being 45." Yeah, no.
I'll take that. But them days are gone. I was still playing cricket at 45. I was playing grade cricket with one of the local teams.
So James is asking a question: how huge is Australia, and what part of the country is wild animals, not people? So if you were to lay Australia on top of the US continent, Australia would be as big, if not a bit bigger than the US, the mainland. And wild animals, well, we get wild animals everywhere. Some of them are politicians, some of them are kangaroos.
Here's a story for you. I got up to look at the ships coming in at about 5 o'clock. I woke up and I thought, and I stood at the window and it's still a bit dark, the sun hasn't come up yet, and something caught my eye, so I looked down to the road, and there's a kangaroo hopping up the road. And I thought, oh yeah, that's cute. That's one of the kangaroos we used to go in my backyard. And then I thought, there's another one. No, there's another one. And there was about 8, all down around the cars, just hopping up the street, hanging out together, like a bunch of teenagers, on their scooters. They were just playing and jumping around and arguing and pushing each other. Before all the people get up and walk around, there's all sorts of bloody animals about.
No, Busby, that does not count. Cricket is a game. Okay, it's not the insect. You feed those to your anacondas and stuff. James is having a giggle there at my comment. Now, by the way, Jonesy, we've gone an hour and 15. Golden Globe yacht race. So you did so you've been involved with the yacht racing. And not only that, you're a chef, you're a pilot. Anything else, Billy? Just so that we know, so we don't put our foot in it. So, Jonesy, sorry, say again.
You don't go to too many. If you're a yachty, you don't go to too many wild and woolly places. I tell you.
No, you don't. Not down here anyway.
Yeah.
Not down here anyway, because I mean, especially the Sydney to Hobart. That's dangerous.
Yeah, well, I got asked to go on that one year. The year it was really bad, and they had the abandonment nearly of the
ships, the yachts.
Yeah, they were getting tossed around like little corks.
Yep.
That year, a guy I was playing cricket with said, "Hey, you should do this. This is awesome. I go on it every year on this yacht. They're looking for more crew. All you got to do is just man the winch." And I went, "Oh yeah, that sounds good." And I had a business, and I just couldn't afford that time away for training, and because you got to do so many hours at sea before they allow you to get on a boat.
Yep.
And I just couldn't afford the time away from the business, so I had to say no. And then we were sitting at home watching it, thinking, "There's the boat I was going to be on," and then they got smashed and pulled out at halfway down New South Wales coast.
I mean, that race was kind of like real shocking. There was so much happening, and so many people were pulling out. And
yeah, well, this year's one was like we were sitting here with binoculars and telescopes trying to work out if we could see them, but no, we couldn't. But yeah, we were. It was like a drag race. It was nice and flat and smooth.
Jonesy, what have you got planned for this week coming up? Besides Aussie Day.
Well, that's probably the biggest day, Australia Day. We should have talked more about it, but we didn't talk too much on it. But yeah, it is. I've got medical appointments on Friday, which I'm hoping it's a good thing, but we'll see where that goes. And another live on the weekend, and I'm going to try to get some video content out, because all I've done lately is put up mail calls where people have been sending me stuff.
Yeah. Well, you've got a bucket load of video that you could put up other than mail call. Why don't you put up that video? I mean, every couple of days I see you put up something that's a ship coming in or whatever. That's really cool. Showing off your nice territory, the place where you live.
Yeah, well, the Queen Elizabeth's coming in the morning. The downside with that is that I think it's docking around the time I've got to be down there. But I'll get up early and see if I can capture it.
See if you can capture it coming in. Or even if you set your camera and you catch the sunrise, That'd be awesome.
Yeah, well, that does look good. Actually, you know what? The kookaburras and the birds up in the back here make the
Oh,
noises like you would not believe. And then
oh,
the sun coming up over the water. It does look pretty cool.
that would be an amazing video. You got to do it, mate. You got to get it up there. I reckon you'll get 7,000 views in the first 20 minutes.
Yeah, well, thanks, mate, for your enthusiasm. But yeah, no, it's it's a hard game, the old YouTube. If you're you really got to plan your content, if
Yep.
that makes sense. You've got to
Yep.
try to get content related out to your channel, and my channel is sort of like a mishmash of all. It really, I'm focusing it on the beauty and wonder of the island. That's going to be the basically, yeah, the places around here. That's where I'm going, aiming it now.
Yep.
So, yeah, but I've got another couple of channels in the process too, but I haven't made too much of them. I'm just trying to grow them up organically at the start, and then just see where it goes.
Yep.
And if they go any good, I'll sort of talk about them more. But at the moment, it's just keep doing the work, get it fit, get healthy, yeah, and do the best you can with what you have.
Well, that's all you can do. So,
What about yourself? What are you up to?
in terms of what we've got, I'll be doing a Helping Hands and Downunder Cruisers live stream tomorrow night, which is our usual Hunt Day show. That will go on at 8 p.m. same time frame. Then on Friday evening for those across the pond, which will be Saturday afternoon, our time across this side of the pond, we'll be doing our standard live stream and just enjoying the week and seeing what comes up. So that's
So
us.
your standard live stream is our time Saturday afternoon.
2 p.m.
Oh man, I missed that last week. I was in the sick bed, shivering and sweating it out. But I went looking for it on Sunday, I think, and I couldn't find it.
Thanks,
For
James.
obvious-
No, well,
for obvious
Sunday,
reasons.
Sunday, I should have been up and watched yours, but I
Oh,
was otherwise
couldn't do it.
occupied.
I couldn't do it this last week. I was just too ill to put my head here and talk.
Yeah.
It wasn't a pretty sight, let me tell you.
So let's bring this to a close. We've been going an hour and 20 odd minutes, which is awesome. Let's bring this to a close and wishing everybody a great week, and you and I can have a bit of a chat afterwards.
Sounds good. I'd like to thank everybody for turning. This is a radio thing. Thanks everyone for turning us on and turning us up. Join us again next week, same time, same channel.
Awesome. Welcome everybody. Thanks for joining us, and we shall catch you next time. Have an awesome day.